Welcome back here on Good Morning Namibia, and you are tuned in on NBC One. The National Commission on Research, Science and Technology, NCRST, has recently established a Namibian technical team of artificial intelligence experts, bringing together specialists in legal skills, development, data, and computing to spearhead the national artificial intelligence research and innovation initiatives. As part of its nation consultative process, the NCRST will host a regional consultation in the Oshana region next week, Wednesday, at the Oshana Regional Governor's Office. Now, joining us this morning is Ms. Esther Ngibandulwa, the chairperson of the National Commission on Research, Science and Technology Technical Advisory Committee on Legal and Governance. Good morning, Ms. Esther. How are you?
Good morning. Fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Exciting times for Namibia's research, especially in artificial intelligence.
Exciting indeed.
To begin with, can you briefly explain the purpose of the regional consultations that the NCRST is planning on embarking on in the Oshana region?
Okay, thank you. The purpose of the consultation is basically just our second step because we started already with the benchmarking. In fact, we have completed the benchmarking process already. And now we are busy collecting primary data. So with that, we have handed out questionnaires to different organizations. But now we are going into the communities nationwide to just try and get input into the national strategy from the different regions.
And why is it necessary for the NCRST to gain and engage directly with regions such as the Oshana region during this process?
It's policy inclusion. It's basic that when you are coming up with laws or when you are coming up with strategies or policies, it's always very important to consult with the community, because then through that you get to have input and you get the public to also have ownership of the strategy. They get to feel this is our strategy, this is part of us, and then they also get to share their challenges, their experiences, just to make sure that the strategy has relevance in terms of it's a Namibian strategy and not just something that is benchmarked or generated by AI, but something that speaks to the needs of the country as well.
And what are the key issues that the NCRST will be discussing during next week's Oshana engagement?
Some of the issues include the risks that come with AI, just to engage the community and understand what is their experience for those that are already using AI, and also just to discuss the expectations. It would also be to establish or discuss whether Namibia is ready, and if we are not ready, what are the gaps? What are the skill gaps, for example? What are the training needs, for example? So that when we draft the strategy, we know what are the priorities, we know what are the objectives that need to be included in the strategy.
So from a research perspective, do you think Namibia is ready for strategies such as this?
I think Namibia is ready for the strategy. We just need to start, because then we need to start somewhere. I think it's ready because AI is here. It's already among us.
Definitely.
So we definitely need to take that first step into engaging and having discussions and also documents on how we are going to deal with this AI that's already amongst us.
And who is expected to attend the consultation next week?
The whole community. We would appreciate it if schools, traditional leaders, traditional authorities, universities, innovators, and students can come together and just come and make sure that they have their input into the strategy. So the more diverse, the better our strategy.
Why is this the more diverse, when it's more diverse?
When it's more diverse, then it means that everybody is catered for, from the women to the men to a disabled person, to also ensuring that you also have the necessary expertise and also then all the different experiences that everyone has. So that will be a representative of the whole community if we can have diversity there.
And why specifically the Oshana region, or is the NCRST also planning to branch out this same consultation to other regions specifically?
Oshana is basically just the region that we are starting with. We intend to go to different regions. After Oshana, we plan to go to Swakopmund, that's Erongo region,
Yes.
on the 16th of March 2026. And that will be at the Ministry of Lands. That's where the consultation is going to take place, at the Ministry of Lands in Swakop. Then after that, again, we will engage on the different regions as they come up. But for now, Oshana is out. Erongo is also now out. So those are the regions that we are starting with.
So as to have a national consultation.
As to have a
and a
national
national voice within
and a
the
national
strategy.
voice within the strategy.
And how will the consultations in the region, from the region, especially in Oshana, input, how will it contribute to the overall national development process?
It will contribute because then strategies are very important for development, because then it's your roadmap as to how you are going to implement your development, whether it's how you're going to train your people, the different programs that you need to have in universities, the laws that you need to draft and pass. So the consultation will really help in the long run, because then when people get involved, they start to feel this is our project. So even when you start with projects in terms of collaboration, you have support. People are willing to come forth because they understand this is part of us. And even with placing yourself, whether internationally, when you have something authentic that speaks to you and that speaks to the people that you seek to serve, people want to collaborate with you more, because people like to collaborate with authenticity. And in that way, you then get to attract investments. You get to develop the country in the right direction and also speak to the needs of the people.
So for those that would want to participate in the consultations next week, do they have to prepare anything? Where do they start? How will they get there?
For those that are interested, we are really just inviting them to go on the NCRST social media pages. We have a link there that you can just follow and register. We also made provision for registration on the day, but preferably we would want people to register on the link so that we know and understand how many people we expect to be there, so that it's also good for logistical purposes. But otherwise, the link will be available for people to register and participate.
So when they participate, they don't need to come with anything. They just come as they are.
They just need to come as they are, but we will also appreciate it if they also just do a little bit of research. If they can just try out basic applications like ChatGPT, so that when they come, they can engage into the conversation and they have a little bit of background understanding of what is happening.
Perhaps you can just, for the viewers out there, repeat the date and the venue also when these consultations will take place.
Okay. The date is the 11th of March, 2026, and it will be happening at the Oshana governor's office, and it will be from 9 o'clock to 4 o'clock.
Thank you so much, Ms. Esther, for your time.
Thank you so much for your time as well.